songs, let me tell you about a friend. It's Craig LeBlanc, where the good times never end. Talking Parks and Rec, it's a show you gotta know. Welcome one and all to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. It's the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
And if there's a feature that a Parks and Rec department is potentially looking for, that's something that we could actually look into, and our engineers are capable of looking at different avenues to be able to go ahead and develop it for whatever they need to enhance their system in their facility and whatever's going to benefit the community in their area. We're always willing to listen to see if it's something that we can go ahead and do for them in order to make their lives and those that they serve a lot easier.
All right, we are live again with the third show from the IRPA convention. I've got a special guest because Joseph has come on the show several times, and the first sponsor ever for the Daily Parks and Rec Show is attributed to this man right here. Him and Sherry connected in Louisiana at Lafayette. How many years ago was that, Joseph?
It was a couple years ago.
A couple years ago? And I think we met at one of those evening events,
yes.
And we just connected, and then he connected me to Dave, and then Tasha, and then DJ, and now we're making content. And I think starting the second Monday in February, we go live with the Smart Park Forward show. It's twice a month, and we're creating that show with Dave, who works also with OutdoorLink, to talk about how cities are becoming smart cities, just like you have these smart homes. And so this is what OutdoorLink does. So Joseph, why don't you tell somebody, give the elevator pitch to someone who has no idea what your company does. How do you explain to a Park and Rec director, and speaking as a former Park and Rec director, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
30 years.
30 years as a Park and Rec director. So how would you explain to somebody who has no clue what's going on with what y'all do?
Well, we are the ultimate solution to many issues that parks departments face. We provide cellular-based smart controls that allow you to literally control anything you have in a park system electrically, all through a cellular connection. From field lights, court lights, fountains, any type of water feature, parking lots, splash pads.
Yeah.
You name it, we do it at a very efficient, in a very efficient fashion. Great team that we have in Alabama, led by DJ Jennings. Fantastic array of engineers that are very creative and have built our unit to sustain any sort of condition, in addition to the evolving changes that Parks and Recreation departments are looking for.
Yeah. Now, one of the problems that you'll find, and I was in manufacturing, so I know this problem all too well. But let's say you're a company like OutdoorLink and you get this hardware device and you have a factory build it for you, and they write the software, they engineered it, they built it, and you just resell it. What are the problems that you would face now that this is the opposite of what your company is? But what are some of the problems you'll face when someone else builds your stuff for you?
Oh, well, you never know. It may not necessarily be as reliable when you're doing something like that, where you're kind of outsourcing in a sense that way. The beauty of OutdoorLink is everything is done here. Everything is done in Huntsville, Alabama.
That's right.
At our headquarters, our engineers are developing it. All the equipment's done there. Everything's made there. So it's built here in the United States, which is unlike any other place, and it's done from our guys directly, which is a big difference, and you eliminate any of those other avenues that you may end up coming across when you're not doing it in-house.
Yeah. And then if y'all have a problem or you find a new feature that you can develop, you just walk across the hallway and talk to, what's one of y'all's engineers' names?
Yeah, Rick.
So you can talk to Rick and say, hey, Rick, we got this idea with these bathroom locks. Is there something that we can do to make this work or something? And he can build it right there in front of you.
And if there's a feature that a Parks and Rec department is potentially looking for, that's something that we could actually look into, and our engineers are capable of looking at different avenues to be able to go ahead and develop it for whatever they need to enhance their system in their facility and whatever's going to benefit the community in their area. We're always willing to listen and to see if it's something that we can go ahead and do for them in order to make their lives and those that they serve a lot easier.
Yeah. And so when building a product, you've got two types of engineers. You've got hardware engineers That's like building the actual physical device that you can hold in your hand. And you've got software engineers that build the app, the user interface, where the buttons are on it. All that's done in-house too. So who are the software engineers that work with you?
Oh, you got a phenomenal team over there. You got the guys that handle a lot of the stuff back there, the Stephen Markles, you got a big team.
Yeah.
You have a lot of people that are involved in this, probably too many to even mention. Like I mentioned about the engineers, they're amazing. But just an enormous team, everybody working hand in hand. That's the beauty of it when you're working with us is you're getting a team, an entire team behind you that's 24/7, 365 there for you.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, when I was talking with Tasha, y'all are on like your 7th generation. So it's almost like y'all gave birth to iPhone 1 in the billboards industry, and by the time y'all started working in Parks and Rec, y'all had already iterated that same physical device 3 or 4 times, and now I think y'all are on version 7 or 8. So this is not like a new company that's giving it a shot for the first time. They have tens of thousands of these units all across America in every climate zone and terrible situation you could. And so this is a battle-tested piece of hardware. And then the software is constantly evolving because the software engineers sit right next to the hardware engineers in Huntsville, Alabama. And they're always making it more user-friendly and working on the iPhone application, the iPad application, whether it's used on a mobile or on a desktop device. And then lastly, where is your customer service department?
They're always there to serve. They're always there. Also in Alabama. Probably a couple doors down from those other groups you just mentioned.
That's right.
But yeah, no, that's another essential area of our company that provides that service to people. There's sometimes when you call somebody for assistance, you may not necessarily get somebody on the other line.
Yeah.
In this case, you always will, whether it be 24/7. That customer support 365 days a year. You call that number, you're going to get somebody.
Yeah.
And they're going to be able to help you out. So that's a beauty of it as well. It's literally everything that you need in a one-stop shop under one roof in Huntsville, Alabama. But that assistance stretches wide across the country, whether it be here in the state of Illinois, in Florida, on the West Coast, Northeast, wherever you want to mention. We're everywhere. Yeah. And we'll be in other places this month as well. But right now our focus here is the state of Illinois.
That's right. Yeah. And so before we had a strategic partnership come to fruition, I actually went to y'all's office and went to dinner with DJ and Tasha. And I actually met some of the engineers, some of the hardware engineers, some of the software engineers, some of the customer service reps. And I was like, okay, this is a company that I want to partner with. And y'all have been such a great partner with the Daily Parks and Rec Show, now DPRS Media Network. And so who you're talking to right now is, now who's attending these conventions, who is flying, packing up, setting up the booth. So that's going to be you, Joseph, Craig, Dave, that are actually going across the country, meeting Parks and Rec directors. And so tell me what it's like to what kind of conversations and questions are you all having at the booth?
Well, as a former director, it's very easy to talk to the people that in these conferences because I know exactly what they're kind of looking for. But a lot of the stuff is they're looking for stuff that's sustainable. They're looking for stuff that's going to make their job a lot easier. That's gonna provide safety at their facilities. Something that's efficient. Everybody's always looking to save money and looking for ways to go ahead and cut ends and do the best they can to do more with less.
How does it save money?
Well, basically, it's giving you the ability to control when these fixtures are being utilized. So the shelf life of these these lighting systems are actually being extended because you're able to not just, a lot of people just turn on lights to turn them on and you're burning energy more than you know it. With our system, you're able to go ahead and designate specific times to be able to go ahead and run those lights, thus saving you money at the same time. Well, I'll give an example on, and I think we mentioned this last time in one of our conversations is, you have people that are traveling around, different cities and park districts, having to, open up gates and turn on lights and their time is very valuable. And a lot of these people make a pretty decent salary in some situations. So this gives you the ability to go ahead and be more efficient. You could have those particular staff members do a lot more and they could turn on lights, unlock doors and gates from their cell phone. So they could be doing one task while, doing another. So before you know it, you're getting a little bit more out of each one of those individuals, and you're not spending some time that you don't have to be doing tasks like that. You could do it from your phone, anywhere, literally, in the world.
So one of the case studies as a common problem that OutdoorLink solves, and I'll describe it and then you can help color it in. So imagine that you have a baseball field and you've got coaches that are practicing at night, and you're having to hand out keys for the disconnect for them to unlock the gates and to unlock the disconnect that controls the lights. And then they have something on Sunday and you get a call from midnight from grandma living next door to the park that he left the lights on. And so you've got to crawl out of bed, drive your truck down there and physically turn it off. OutdoorLink has it to where you could just schedule it, number one, and no one has to turn it off. The software turns it off. Or if for some reason it's still left on, you can literally hit a button on a cell phone and the lights can come off, whether you're sitting on vacation at a beach or whether you're at home trying to get out of bed at midnight to turn those lights off. Did I kind of describe a very common use case?
Yes, you did. And coming from somebody that lived in that field, I used to get those calls as director down in South Florida for the city of Hialeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would get calls from the mayor in the middle of the night. In our system back then in Hialeah, I did not have this particular type of control, or I could have addressed that issue right then and there. So there was plenty of time, plenty of nights that I had to jump in my vehicle and head to the city and figure out what the issue was, when that's something I could have addressed right in the palm of my hand with our controller. That's a difference. Instant information that you gather. If I want to, shut them off or I need to turn them on, I can do it from anywhere, literally in the world. And it just makes everybody's life a lot more easier. You're able to go ahead and figure what's happening out right away. When you're dealing with, mayors or, different council members, whatever it may be, they want answers right away, and you want to be able to provide them answers right away. Mm-hmm. And our system allows you to do that.
So what if you have a coach and he's got access to the field, say Monday through Friday for a 3-month period? Does he still have access, or is there a way to take access away so that he can control it, and then after that he can't control it? How does that work?
That's the beauty of the system. First of all, when it comes to users, you could have 10 users or you could have 10,000 users. It's unlimited amount of users, but there are different permissions that you're able to give these individuals. So you have your standard user, which can turn on and off lights. You have your most advanced user, which could basically do everything. Which you can add people to the system. You can remove people from the system, create schedules, turn on off lights, the whole array of features. So if you do have somebody that's doing it for 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, you could easily remove someone from that system, and they would not be able to do anything like that unless you gave them authorization again.
Now, does this go on top of the local Wi-Fi at the park, or do y'all have y'all's own standalone? Maybe describe how it connects to the internet.
Yeah, this is a standalone. This is all cellular based. No Wi-Fi, no internet. This is actually bouncing off cell signals. We work with probably over 100 carriers worldwide. So what our team does is we'll do diagnostic checks of the area that you are operating in, and we'll get the best connection possible for your system to be able to operate in the most efficient manner. So that's how we do it. Everything is cellular based. Sometimes with Wi-Fi or internet, you may have your issues. With cellular, it's probably one of the, if not the most reliable connection that you're gonna have. So everything happens real time. Like people that I was talking about your phones, your cell phone nowadays updates automatically. And that's just like our system. There's people that maybe operate in their parks and their lighting with dial-up timers and things like that. You got to constantly go out there and adjust, even during daylight savings. With our system, that basically removes that possibility. So if you do have those dial-up timers that you have to navigate and adjust for times like that during the year, there's no need to. Our system updates just like your cell phone does because it's on a cellular connection.
Yeah, and some of these park systems, especially like the counties, are huge. They might take an hour to drive across. So on one side, what if you have a park that maybe AT&T has a strong signal, but across the other side of the county, Verizon's the strongest? Your system adapts to that, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. No matter where you are, we'll adapt to that.
So it just finds the strongest signal. And then if you have a park that has zero connectivity, there's no Wi-Fi on it, that doesn't matter with y'all, because you bring your hardware device includes the cellular chip.
Yeah, we have a universal chip that works with any carrier across the board. So that gives us that flexibility to be able to go whether it's in North Dakota, down to Oklahoma, all the way in the west coast of California, or down to the beautiful area of South Florida.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to be able to connect you no matter where we go.
Now, I know a previous solution of something like this, of this caliber, was like $9,000 to be able to control. So what are the price points that somebody can come in if they just want to try one unit and try to control maybe 3 or 4 baseball fields on a given piece of property?
Oh, a standard unit and typically a standard 1-year plan would run you $959.
Wow.
After that year rolls around, you're paying $360 a year, literally $30 a month.
And that's just for the cell phone plan.
That's just for the service plan. That service plan gets you quite a bit, including that customer support that I mentioned earlier. But it's amazing, and we have different plans. You know, not only the standard one, the 3-year, 5-year, even a 10-year plan, all of which there are savings built within each plan, saving you a percentage on the overall plan. So there are multiple options. Say, for example, somebody, you know, has a lighting system that, you know, you have 10-year warranty on the system. They may want to, you know, tag team with that with a 10-year service plan. So, you know, when you pay for these plans, just like that first one that I mentioned, you know, that's good for the entire plan. So if you purchase, let's say, for a unit for 10 years, that price, there's no other prices that you pay for 10 years.
Yeah.
So that's locked in from the beginning. That support is there when you need it. You got that connection that we talked about earlier with the cellular connection. So there are many different benefits, many different options that you can have. But yeah, it's pretty amazing the cost that we were able to go ahead and provide this to everybody. You know, to our Parks and Rec departments. You know, like I said, everybody's trying to save money and be efficient. This is one of the best ways to do it. And
so it's and each unit can control up to 4. Is that correct?
4 different electrical amenities. Yes.
So if I've got like an electrical panel, and in that panel it controls 2 baseball fields, a tennis court, and a splash pad, I can mount your unit right on side of that, and maybe with little or no other hardware, I can control them from a cell phone and turn on the tennis courts at 5 o'clock, and then the baseball field later, and the splash pad at a certain time, and I can control all that.
Sure, absolutely. And these units, you know, we also provide different types of features that you can add on to the units. We have a dimmer function, which allows you to progressively dim your lights. Say you got a bunch of people out there at the park, and it's getting close to closing time, and they just want to continue to play, which a lot of people like to do. You can progressively dim those lights to kind of let people know, hey, lights are going to be going off soon. You want to gather your belongings and get off the field, so you don't do it in the dark. This allows you to do that. We also have, exterior type on and off switches. If you feel comfortable in the box, you want to be able to have that remote access, but you also want to have that ability right outside the box to be able to do the same thing and turn those lights on and off. We can provide that as well. Yeah. So those are add-on features, but yeah, it's amazing what we can provide.
Yeah. And lastly, one use case that I've recently heard is a lot of people will have homelessness issues where people are sleeping in the bathrooms, which can be a dangerous thing. So don't y'all have some kind of mag lock that you can also control, or tell us a little bit about how other parks are finding ways to control their bathroom locks?
Yes. Our system can work with door strikes to go ahead and provide you access to be able to lock and unlock doors, or even set a schedule to unlock or lock a door or a gate. So that's something that a lot of municipalities are looking to utilize. So it makes it very efficient. And when the outlets are concerned, is you could literally have the power to turn on and off an outlet. So if you are having people that may be accessing, that type of connection after hours and stuff like that, you want to be able to put that to an end. You can just turn the power to those outlets off and have them turned on at a certain time. You can set a schedule for that as well, just like the door locks.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless. Pretty much, if it runs on electricity, y'all can switch it.
Absolutely, we can.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. I think that's probably the most in-depth interview we've had with OutdoorLink to explain all the different use cases live from the IRPA conference. And this is kind of one of your 19 states that you cover across the country, correct?
Yes, absolutely. In a couple of days, I'll be with one of my colleagues in Ohio, in Sandusky, Ohio. And at the end of February, I'll be in the state of Missouri.
Fantastic.
And in March, I'll be early March in Michigan, Lansing.
That's it. Well, I think me and Dave are definitely going to be in the California one. You're not going to that one, correct?
Unfortunately, no. I'll be in one of my other locations, or in the beautiful state of Florida, where we have a large following as well.
That's it. Well, we'll go ahead and close out the show with the OutdoorLink commercial. Joseph, I appreciate you coming on the show, and thank y'all so much for being an early supporter and sponsor of the Daily Parks and Rec Show. Really appreciate y'all helping us pay the bills and grow this show to something like the next big media company for the country, but all about parks and recreation.
My pleasure, Craig.
Take care.
Likewise.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to plus it. Where's that OutdoorLink? Okay, y'all got to see this one. It's good. All right, thanks a lot, guys.
In today's parks and recreation industry, communication, safety, and efficiency go hand in hand. That's where OutdoorLink comes in, delivering smart technology that empowers city departments and community planners to do more, smarter. OutdoorLink's platform connects and automates everything that keeps your parks running smoothly, from lighting and locks to signage, water features, Wi-Fi, and digital advertising. Control and schedule park lights for safety and energy savings. Remotely manage facility access. Update digital displays in real time. Coordinate fountains and splash pads. Provide public connectivity. And even run community or sponsorship campaigns on digital screens. All from one simple, unified platform, giving you real-time control, data, and cost efficiency. For parks and recreation agencies, that means safer spaces, smarter resource use, faster responses, and stronger community engagement. And behind every great park story is great infrastructure. That's why OutdoorLink proudly supports DPRS Media Company, helping the Daily Parks and Rec Show amplify the voices of professionals shaping our communities every day. OutdoorLink, smart, connected solutions.